Hi, so let's continue with modeling word problems into linear functions in slope-intercept form. This one is a little bit more in depth than the previous video, so I want you to watch this. This is a comparison of two different situations. Sometimes we'll have comparison of, let's say, I don't know, a gym membership. Which gym should I pay a membership for, or movie passes like this one is, or cell phone plans. So when we're looking at two different options, this is the method that we use to build linear equations and be able to find our solutions. So here we go. Seth's father is thinking of buying his son a 6-month movie pass for $40. With the pass, matinees cost $1. If matinees are normally $3.50 each, how many times must Seth attend in order for it to benefit his father to buy the pass? So the two items that we're talking about in this one, so I need my let, I can see that we're talking about a movie pass, which there's going to be how many matinees, and how many matinees and the cost, or let's call it the overall cost for the movies. Okay, so I need to pick some letters. So I'm going to pick, I guess, M to represent my movies, and make sure it's in lowercase letters. I know it kind of looks, it automatically does uppercase, but we need to do that. And then overall, I'm just going to do as C, because I don't want to use an O. It might be misunderstood for a 0, so I don't want to do that. All right, so let M represent the matinees and C represent the overall cost. So now the cost is dependent on the number of movies I go to. So this is a quick reminder. So that means the cost is dependent. So the cost is going to be my dependent, which will represent my Y value here. So that's something I need to, and the matinees is my independent. So that's going to represent my X. I always like to think through that, which of these is the dependent and which one is the independent. So I know when I write my equation in slope-intercept form, which one will represent Y and which one will represent my X. So I have that all situated. Now I have to build. So I can see there's two scenarios here. So I'm going to build the first one with the pass, and then I'm going to build another one without the pass, because there's two scenarios happening. So it says, with the pass, matinees cost $1. So that means for every movie I attend, I still have to pay $1. So that means my M, my slope, is actually 1. Now here's where it gets confusing. Do you see my slope is here and I use that same variable? So instead I'm going to write slope here so that I don't get confused on what's M in different things. M I use for matinees, so I don't also want to use that for slope. So my slope is 1, $1 per movie, but the pass cost me $40. So that's my initial fee. So my B value is $40. I had to pay up front to be able to get the movies for $1. So that means if I put all that together, I can see that the slope is 1 and my y-intercept is 40. So it's the cost is equal to $1 per movie. Remember, my M is my matinee, but I paid $40 up front for that to happen. So there's my equation for with a pass. Now let's look for without a pass. So without a pass, my slope is, well, my slope is how much does it cost me per movie if I didn't buy the pass? And it's right here in the words. If matinees are normally $3.50 each. So this is $3.50. But if I don't buy a pass, then I don't have to buy any money up front. So that means my B is 0 for without a pass. I don't have an initial fee that I have to pay if I don't purchase the pass. So that means that my equation in slope-intercept form for without a pass would be C, remember C is my Y, so that's what I'm starting every equation with, equals 350 per movie. Now remember, per movie implies my M, since that's my matinee. I don't want you to get confused that with slope. So the cost for without a pass is $3.50 per movie, but with a pass, the cost would be $1 per movie, but I have that $40 initial fee to buy the pass. Okay, so there's my two equations. And it says, how many times must Seth attend in order for it to benefit his father to buy the pass? So I'm going to set this up a little bit differently. I want to know, when does the cost of the pass equal the cost of no pass? Because then I would be able to find out where what we call in business break-even point. When do I not have to put any money out, but I'm not getting any money in? And that's called the break-even point. So the cost of the pass is right here. This is what C equals. So I'm going to grab that and I'm going to substitute it right there for the cost of the pass. So what is the cost of the pass? Cost equals $1 per matinee plus $40 for the pass. And then what does it cost for no pass? It costs, right here, cost is $3.50 per movie. So I'm going to put it in replace. So here's the C of the pass, and here's the C of the no pass. Well, in 8th grade for Unit 2, we figured out how to solve equations with variables on both sides. So this should not be too nerve-wracking for you. I'm going to move the smaller variable term to the larger variable term by addition or subtraction. And in this case, I'm going to use the subtraction property of equality. So my new equation is going to be 40 is equal to, and 3.5 minus 1 leaves me 2.5 M. So the difference in the cost of movies is the $3.50 versus the $1, which is $2.50. And that $2.50, that difference represents how much I paid in the beginning. So now I can see that there's multiplication happening, so I have to divide both sides by, and I'm just going to use a bar so that you can see that I'm dividing, if that makes sense. And I forgot the decimal point over there, and I'm just going to grab a bar right here. Remember our line tool, and I'm just going to, grab my line tool, and why isn't it not helping me? I'll draw one over here. Grab my line tool, and I'm going to put my division bar there, duplicate it, that's that Control D, and put it there. So then when I go back into the box, I can say, well, now I'm using division property of equality. Don't forget, you need your steps in there. So 40 divided by 2.5, hopefully you remember how to do this. We have to clear decimals. So 40 divided by 2.5 is the same as 400 divided by 25. And that's going to be M. And then 400 divided by 25 is 16. All right, so what that means, what I just solved, remember, it's all interpretation in the end. So what does that mean? So 16 movies. So my cost of the pass will equal the cost of no pass at 16 movies. So that's my break even, that I don't have to spend any money for 16. I don't earn any money for 16. So that means if Seth attends for less than 16 movies in that 6 months, it's better for him not to buy the pass. But if he's planning on watching more than 16 movies in that 6-month period, it makes sense to buy the pass. So the question is, how many times must Seth attend in order to benefit? So 16, there's no benefit. 16, they're equal. So then you would say Seth would need to attend at least 17 matinees, and I'm using the same terminology in the prompt. Seth would need to attend at least 17 matinees in order for his father to benefit from buying the pass. Now remember, it can't be 16. 16, there's no difference between having a pass. Well, there's no need for a pass if it's 16 or less. It's only when you're at least 17. Or you could say greater than 16, or 17 or more. So there's a lot of different ways that you can say this answer right here. But that's why it's a little bit different than ones you've seen before. We actually had to build two different equations to set them equal to each other and to solve for what is called the break-even point. So there's more to come, more practice to go. So hopefully in class, and we have 6 more days of practice before we start putting everything together and really looking into that learning standard.